Hello, this is Cinders papercraft.co.uk and I am bringing you the promised stationery box. Now this is the fourth time I've recorded this, so I hope to remember to tell you anything. So briefly, I've done this one in the Eastern Palace suite. I've used the DSP, the stickers, Tranquil Tide card. I have also used some punches, but I'm going to briefly show you these because I've already showed you on the other ones. So what I do, I have these, I've had these made as stamps for me because I use these every year, time and time again. So we've got a notepad, jotter, diary and stamps. So these are available in most stationery shops, on Amazon and on eBay. You probably get 10 for £3 or £4. The diary I buy in packs of 12 for £9.99. These you can get probably 12 for £2, but you can also pick those up in the pound shop. So all of these are available. You will also be able to pick up mini diaries in the pound shop. These are all available to everyone. Okay, so that just goes in there. I've used DSP and just rolled it up and put it in the pen. I used to use glitter, but I seem to have got a right aversion to that. And a standard post-it note. You can put whatever you like there. The lid, I've used these gorgeous tassels along with the stickers. And these are the cards that I've made up. Now, as you know, I'm not a card maker. I don't have that talent. But these are what I've done. I've used the thinlits on these. And there's the envelope. I've stuck mainly with one suite. So if you decide, yes, I like that, you can buy it, except for one item, which I'll tell you. That one, I always make sure I dress my envelopes, because if I make an effort to make a card, I want it to look hopefully as nice as possible. That's just a very plain, simple one, which can be used for anything. Now here I used my, can't think what hole punch. Is it a hole punch? And then I've just used some of this glue on top. I've just put like drops of glue on there, and they look like little enamel dots, so that's a good way as well. You can have those in any colour. And the envelope, this is the one I was talking about. I've used the happy birthday stamp. It's amazing, it really is. It fills up a lovely part of your card, and then you can just dress the bottom. It makes it look so easy. Now this is the standard ribbon. Now I'm not sure, I put Wink of Stella on there and made it shimmer, and it really does shimmer. It's probably not picking up, but it's very pretty. And again the envelope, and then that one and the envelope. So if you did want a tutorial on those, I am very happy that you can make any cards to go in there. They are the standard 5.5 by 4 1/8, because I want us to, the Europeans, to be able to get 2 out of 1 sheet. So it's 11 by 4 1/8 score at 5.5. Okay, so the reason I have not gone with 3 by 3 cards is because I found out that the Americans pay more to send a 3 by 3 card than a normal card, which I find very strange. In England we pay first class postage or second class right up to a A4 size, I think, which is probably 11 by 8 1/4. So it would be best to make, that's what I've done for those, is the larger cards, not the smaller ones. Right, now as I said, I have done this many times. This is the cardstock we are using. This is the Frenzy Foil Frenzy, and it's the Soft Sky one, which I absolutely love. Now I'm going to show you how to do this on plain card, because I have done most of my box. and I think it will show up better because I will be able to use a pencil on them and it will show up more. Right, so here are the measurements. I won't read them out because I will be here forever. And as much as you may like my company, you don't like it that much. Right, so we are going to score at 1 inch, 3 inch, 9 inch and 11. So this is a straightforward 12 by 12 card sheet. And we are going to score at 5 inches and at 7 inches. Now the Foil Frenzy is actually quite thick cardstock, so you could use that on its own, but I just like to give it a bit more strength, because what I don't want to do is put so much effort into doing it and then finding out it fell apart. This one, nice and easy. So we have 2 inches on all 4 sides. And now what I should have done straight away is just, so 2 inches on all 4 sides. And I'll just do those again. So we've got 5 inch and 7 inch. And we are going to go at 1 inch, whoop, 3 inch, 9 inch and 11 inches. Okay, and I'm going to just talk you through this bit and I will show you what I've done. So you have 2 inserts, that's what holds your diary and the cards apart. So you've got 2 of those, which I've already put tape on, and they are the 2 inserts. So you've got the large one and the small one, and there are the measurements and the scores. So, and I have covered them with DSP already. Right, so we are now going to assemble these cards. Sorry, I'm just trying to find an eraser which isn't coming to hand. So I'm just going to have to ask you to ignore this bit. Right, now we are going to cut down this line, but make sure you cut this line on this side straight. So that is the line you want to make sure you cut straight. So cut straight on these 2, and then you will notch in that one. Now a lot of people take that out of theirs when they do them. This is certainly not my idea, but it is my design. Everyone has had a go at this, so but this usually you'll find that the boxes, oh, it's not very neat. Good job, it's only for strength. Most of the boxes don't have the magnetic closures either, but I don't want it to just fall open as soon as you take the lid off. Not that there is anything wrong with that at all, but that's just the way I like it. My way isn't the right way, it is just my way. So we are now going to just reinforce these score lines. You don't need to reinforce that one because, as I say, that is just for strength. It isn't for show. Right, so you are then left with that. Okay, And I'm going to move that to the side. And now we have our box. Now, because these are nearly the same size, you need to make sure that you're attaching the lids slightly differently. Normally you would cut down there, and then stick them both to there. Not in this one. You can if you like, but I wouldn't advise it because it will make it too difficult. This will have too much bulk on either end. Right, so straight against there, but give it a wedge there and there. Turn it, cut straight to the middle line, and then notch. So rotate straight to the middle, notch, and notch, rotate straight to the middle, notch, and notch. So nice and simple. And now we are just going to again reinforce a bone folder. I would always advise reinforcing a score line. It just makes a much sharper, neater edge. Right, so now I am going to use glue with this because this is going to make it go a lot quicker. Now I buy these bottles now and put all my different glues in there so that I get a much better, finer line. Right, so put glue on there, make sure it's lined up nicely there, and stick that down. You can use your tear and tape, you can use fast fuse, but I would advise against it, only because your tear and tape and your glue will give it really rigid strength. But if fast fuse is the way you like it, it probably will hold up fine. I'm not saying it wouldn't. So the adhesive of your choice, but snail definitely not. I really wouldn't use snail. I really don't think that would hold up. To put the paper on, that wouldn't be so bad, but not to actually hold card together. Snail is more for your DSP on top of card, but card needs something just a bit more rigid. Right, so there is your lid. Okay, and we are now going to do this one. What I will say is just a word of advice when it comes to picking your paper. I use two different patterns. I use one for the lid and one for the inside and one for the outside. So I usually have two sheets of 12 by 12, and that's how I do it. You can do this all one colour, or you can just leave it as plain card and stamp your own designs on. Do not pick a directional pattern, because that will limit the amount of pieces that you can use elsewhere. That's what I'll say. Right, so we are going to put glue on that flap there. We are then going to fold that over, and we are going to, attach that to there. So what that's going to do is that's going to reinforce that. And we are now going to do the same there. And we are going to reinforce that bit. Now, we are now going to put glue on the inside of that. Can you see? And just give that a good squash. And we are now going to put glue on this bit. And we are now going to put that down. See if I can get that out of your way. And then give that a good heating, and that will stick it quicker. Okay, now this is just the most basic white card going. So that is your main box right there. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with my one. Right, so I've done my lid and my outside paper and my inside. Now these are the bits where you just glue them on, and that is as simple as it gets. They are just glued straight on. So I'm going to put the measurements of the DSP, but like I say, you can just use plain card and stamp. That is absolutely fine, or you can use plain card, because it's always inside what counts, and the fact that you've made something for them. Right, so I am going to explain this because you might think I made a mistake, which I do. But on the outside, I put that way, and I really loved it. I didn't like it that way. But when it came to putting that side on, I didn't like it because they weren't quite perfectly matched. So I had them standing up. When I tried to put them that way, again, it just didn't look right. So that is the way that I've done that. And then on the back side, it will look like it does on the front. Okay, that is why I've done that. Now, that is the box and the lid that we have just done together. And I am going to get my pieces that I will need to complete this. Now, here are my magnets. I am going to use 2 on each side. I did use these. Now, these are wickedly strong. Can you see? Look, let me show you a size of a normal one. But I know I will not be able to use these while I'm filming. That is the size of my normal one, okay, which is 10mm. And these things, look at them. They are tiny, and that's what I used on the other ones. But I know there's no way I'll be able to do this on film. So you can use the smaller ones. And I will try to remember where I got those from, because I don't think they were very expensive. But I must say, using the bigger ones, it's so much more easy. The reason I thought against it is these are the ones that I always used. Last time I used the smaller ones is because it might show through the DSP, but this is thick enough, and I really can't say that I'm overly worried about. They are wicked strong, I tell you. Right, so we're going to do that first. Now I have run out of my beautiful glue dots, I think. Yep, so I've got to use one of these horrible ones. So we are going to pop a glue dot on there. And now you can just put one there. You really can, and that's fine. Oh, God. They are wickedly strong. But I didn't like the way it looked. But that's just me. I have some weird ways, so do it how you like it. You might just want to use one in the middle, and it's perfectly adequate. It really is. Right, so there we are. You don't even have to use the magnets. You can just think, well, I don't mind it opening up. Let me show you how it would open up. So once your bits are in there, it's obviously going to be a lot heavier. So they're opening it up, and because this is all full, it will literally just open and lay like that. So you can leave it like that, you really can. And we are now going to put some more magnets. I use a lot of magnets, so I buy in bulk, so I don't mind using up magnets, but you don't have to. Like I say, oh god, they're so strong. You must use it how many or not at all that you like. If that made any kind of sense. Whoop. Right, first of all, we are going to need to, right, it is that way. So we are going to put the glue dot on the top, slide them. That is the best way. Right, so glue dot on the top of that one. Oh, it didn't go on there. I was just going to say I've done that on the wrong way. Right, so glue dot on there. If I had the Stampin' Up glue dots, this would be so much easier, because you can push against something rather than, no, that goes that way. It was silly. That goes that way. What way does that go? That goes that way, so I need to put that on there. These are north and that you can use them anyway. I don't buy the north and south ones. I always used to buy the plus and the minus, but I just found that sometimes if one broke, it would just leave odds and sods around, and I wasn't fond of it, to be honest. Right, so now all you are going to do is completely ignore what I've just done, because I have been very, very silly. Now what I would say is do it the way I was going to do and put it there, and then just cover it with your DSP. But stupidly I have done that the wrong way. So fold that over, and we are going to, oh, that is so annoying. I'd done this so perfectly because I thought it would be so easy to do it this way, and then I've covered the wrong bit. Oop. Oh, what an idiot. I can't believe I did that. Right, but I don't want it to go that way. Right. Do you know what? That is so annoying. Let me do this differently. Right, so I don't want to start this again, so I hope you understand, and this could be a good learning curve for you. If you forget to do that, like I stupidly did, we are now going to reverse this, and we are going to pop these magnets on the inside. Okay, so we know that that is the line there, and then if we get another glue dot, we can see that we are going to have that there, and we are going to have one there. Right, are you still with me? I hope so. Right, so now you are going to get all four of them, and then we are going to get our glue dots, and we're going to get a pokey tool, and we are going to do this Ooh. These glue dots are so rubbish. I really would advise definitely buying the Stampin' Up ones, honestly. And I know I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, but I have never bought anything that I honestly couldn't say I found fantastic. It's just not in my nature. I am a crafter and I want to use the best that I can, and that doesn't mean it's expensive. Right, so you've got a manky glue dot on each one, and we are then going to close that over and push down. We want that magnet to stick. Lift it gently. Oh, and fabulous. Yes. Whew, it worked. I was waiting for another take, to be honest. So now we are just going to glue these down. I'll just move this out of the way. Right, so because this is going over magnets, and this is very, very, very thick card, I am putting a lot of glue on there, which I don't usually do. So we are going to see, if you use the smaller ones, although it doesn't show on this, you have slight bulges there, and that will hold the magnets in completely. So oop, it's getting to that part of the day where my hands are becoming more difficult to work with. Right, there we go. So we are going to hold that down and get that stuck like so. So give it a good squish down, and now I am going to use Tombow for this because I want a lot of it, and I don't want such a fine line as I usually do. Right, and we are going to push that down, leave a gap at the top. You won't see the bottom, and just make sure that has stuck down securely. Right, here we are. How are we doing? Not too bad, all things considered. Right, so there are the magnets all ready to go. Now it doesn't sound like they're working because usually it makes a nice thunk, but because this is thick card, you're not going to be aware, but it holds, but it doesn't make the magnetic sound. Right, so we have the bigger portion there and the smaller one. Right, so I'm gonna just scooch this along and get rid of that now, because I'm sure you have plenty of time. Right, so what we are going to do is just take those bits off there. Actually, don't take those bits off there just yet. I think this way is going to be easier, so let me show you this way. I'm going to take these off first and see how this way works. So what we are going to do is we are going to stick this top line against there. Okay, that's why I put tape up to that line. So you're going to put those bits straight, and we are going to do the same here. We are going to match those two bits there, and that will give you your partition. Okay, and at the moment you're thinking that probably doesn't match up. It really will. We are then going to take both. Do I want to take both of those off? I want this to just be as easy as it can be for you. Right, so yes. So take those two off. Oof. Lovely static. I do use this a lot, but I especially use it in the videos because the backing on this comes off so easily. Whereas tear and tape, which I also use whenever I'm videoing, will not come off for love nor money. Right, so we are going to make sure that that bit isn't going to stick to anything. So we are going to put that in there. Oop. Oh. Well, that just had to happen, didn't it? Right, so we are going to get that to where we like it, which I think I'm just going to put some glue on top of that so I get some wiggle room. Otherwise, I'm going to end up in trouble. Right, so I want that. Sorry, I'm going to do it with that one as well. If I was sitting down and doing this without a camera here, it would be a lot easier. So I am going to put that in there. So curve it a bit there. And you're going to set that down about there. Because you want this to be there, give or take. Leave a little room there, like so. And now you can give that a good rub down. So if you do use double-sided tape but you can't use it so well, just put some glue on it, and when it dries up lovely. So now we are going to take that off, and we are going to then stick that against there, and we are now going to do the same here, which will then hold that other one in place as well until the glue dries there. So you're probably thinking, oh no, that looks horrible. Once your bits are in there, it all straightens out. Okay. Right. So that is the main structure. Now, what I will do is I will pop that there in the middle. That probably flew off 2 or 3 days ago and I couldn't find it, and now I find it stuck to my project. Right, so let me move this out of the way, and I will cover the diary and the memo pad and that. So you can either think, I don't really want to watch this, or you can carry on. So we are going to cover, get some paper and see what we can get covered. Right, well that one will definitely cover that. Now this is probably the best way to do this, because if you're using different items, you're going to need to adjust it. But you will lay it against your card. Now you are going to want to cut that because we're going to fold it over this bit. So we want that pretty much in line. So we'll look at it that way. And I see I just need to take a bit off here. Okay. Right. So what we will now do is take this horrible page off. And we will put our lovely card on there, line it up on the front because that is the bit you're going to see. Turn it over, make sure you're happy with that fit, and you're going to fold it over like that. That is the best way to get that to fit right. So turn it over before you crease it down too much. Is it straight? Not quite. When do I have done that? So just trim that up. Well, that made it even worse. Right, so you can measure this and cut it if you want to be more accurate, which is probably what I should be doing. But I'm so used to just making it up for the item I have. So I'm going to leave a bigger gap. Sorry, I hope I wasn't off camera. And I'm going to fold that over and fold that over too. Before you crease it down, check the front. Is the front covered? Yes. Now take your score tool and just run it down there. And we are now going to just neaten up the back. Okay. So I can still see card all the way around. And let me move this out of the way. And we are just going to put a nice score line in there like that. And now it is as simple as glue or tape, depending on which one you prefer. So we are going to put a lot of it along that bit because that's going to be the bit that you stick, that centerpiece. Right, so line that up and make sure that is right, that you are happy with that spacing. Turn it before you stick it down, make sure you're happy with that, and you are just going to make sure that has a lovely straight line. Now if you were bothered by that bit, you could trim that off, no problem, but I honestly think that's fine. It does show out a bit, so just take a bit off that. Okay. Oop. There. Okay, so there's your notebook or your jotter, and we are going to do the same for that, which I'm not going to put you through. It is the same thing, which you would then trim along there and pop that over, which again I really won't put you through that. It's the same method. And the diary, you will put, imagine this is the bigger card, you will cut that along there and then make sure you've got enough for it to fold over both sides. There is no point me giving you these measurements because when you buy them they might be different for you. They're pretty standard, I will say, but if you buy a different one, that is how you do it. You get your piece of card and you can either measure that bit and that bit and then cut, but leaving a bit so it can wrap over on the back. So you would do measure to there and make sure you cut it down, but that is the way to make sure that whatever you buy will indeed fit into the box. So like I said, I'm not going to put you through this because this is literally what we have done previously. So those two will sit in there. and that will sit in there. That will sit on the front, and you'll put your stamps in. And then if I just steal these very quickly, your cards, which are standard size, will fit in there just like that. Okay, so that is the basics on how to do this. I will just show you now very quickly. We have some post-it notes, and I know I had some and now I can't find them. Right, well, these are also post-it notes, so I'm going to show you with those, but they're just bigger ones. So you'll be working with something this size. Let me pretend this is a post-it. What you will do is when you come to the end, if you take 2 or 3 sheets and then pop that in between, leave a little bit each side, so you will cut that off about there. Make sure it's straight, and then you are going to put glue here on this bit and on that bit, and then glue that down. So when it comes to the end, you will be able to slot some more in, and in which case you would probably want to put it that way, so you just will be able to remove that, and then you'll still have the room to pop a new one in. And the pens is as simple as take a small piece, okay, and you are going to get your pen. Again, I'm not going to give you measurements for this because every pen is different. So what you'll do is you'll get your pen and then you'll roll it on the piece of card. You do not need a big piece of card. There, okay. So what you will then do is glue those bits together and squash them together like that. So that is now holding it, and you will put that, again, what I'm saying is you're going to pretend that that's a post-it note. You are going to put that underneath that so that it looks nice and hidden under the post-it note. Now obviously this isn't going to look nice because that's not a post-it note and I haven't done it properly, but that is how that will end up looking. Okay, and you can take some of the paper and put it in there, or you can pop glitter in, or leave it plain. If you've got some of these gel pens that come in different colours, you can always put them into here and have a pretty pen. So that is the basics of making these lovely stationery boxes. Now you can use labels to go in here if you don't want to put a diary in, or if you don't want to put the jotter in. You can use 3x3 cards, or you can use gift tags, labels, anything like that. You can even put a gift card in if you wanted to put a gift card in for someone. There are so many possibilities, but to be honest, I've been rather put off of the 3x3 cards when I found out that some people were paying more for it. I wasn't, that just seems wrong, but it's what you know. So right, so if you did want a tutorial on any of these cards, or you weren't quite sure that maybe I didn't explain it enough, because I have recorded it so many times before, I might have left something out. So if you're not sure, leave a comment in the comment box. If you would like to see a Christmas one done, I will be doing more at Christmas time and we'll be happy to do another one. If you'd like to buy any of the products that you've seen, I do have an online shop. You can get to that through cinderspapercraft.co.uk. I will be updating my blog this weekend as it's fallen a little behind. So by Saturday or Sunday, I will have updated all these. I have given you the measurements for now, but I think that's it. These are lovely boxes. I will take pictures. Oop, goodness. I think I need to end this. I will take pictures of the completed cards and also when I decide what I'm going to put on the front for decoration. And there will of course be more photos on my blog once I update that. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give this a go. And if you'd like to see more, don't forget to subscribe. If you like my video, I'd love you to give me a like. But I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And if there's any projects that you would like me to do, I'm more than happy to do it. I'm going to show you a couple of items that I could show you if you're interested. You can leave a comment. But my Christmas decorations and tags, there's something I could do. But anyway, I'm going to leave you go. You've spent enough time with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Leave a comment if you'd like something. Thank you. Bye.